Welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on Monday Night Raw, or should I say yesterday afternoon, since it was at like 3 p.m. Eastern for me. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across the streaming platforms. So let's jump into the opening segment with John Cena. Now, oh my God, guys, I think Belgium, or no, they were in Brussels, Germany. Germany definitely outdid Barcelona for SmackDown. And I think I can finally say, I think a country has beaten France. I know we've kept France in a nice little bubble with the little tiara wrapped in a nice bow because they've been the loudest crowd forever. Backlash 2024, they were insane. Wait, was it 2024? I believe so. And, you know, I just think that possibly Germany has beat them. The crowd reaction to John Cena was impeccable. I wasn't sure A, if he was going to come out with new music, B, if he was going to come out with new gear, which he didn't for either, which I will get to that in a minute. And I wasn't sure how the crowd was going to react, because honestly, when you hear his theme song, you freak out, just like with The Rock. Even though sometimes I hate The Rock, I hear it and I freak out. And it's the same situation with John Cena. So I wasn't sure how it was going to work. And also, this is his first time as a heel since Elimination Chamber, and his first promo since Elimination Chamber. So I wasn't sure how this was all going to work out. But you know what? I thought it went great. But to be honest, I really couldn't take him seriously. Oh. I do have to say though, he cut the most perfect heel promo ever. It's definitely been waiting there and cooking up for 25 years. So he definitely ate down. But I couldn't take him seriously. And I think also, he was so excited to be a heel that it was showing through a little bit. Sometimes he would smile and the crowd was giving him mega heat. That I'm like, okay, John, you really need to lock in a bit. But let's get into some of the stuff he said. So one of the biggest things that he said that I thought was so interesting is he said, I am not a babyface. I am not a heel, but I am a human being. And the entire promo is basically him just crapping on the fans, and he broke up with us. I mean, if you watch, you know, he dumped us, and I can't believe it. This is actually my first ever heartbreak, my first time being dumped. Oh my gosh. But you know what? It's fine. And he said that every single one of us, you know, the fans, are awful. And it's been the same noise for 25 years. And something I thought was so interesting is this is the loudest I've ever heard a crowd react for somebody in a negative light. I think this was more than Dominic Mysterio, and that's saying a lot because Dominic gets mega heat. But, you know, this was a lot. So let's continue on. The crowd was being crazy, but he said that after 25 years, he tried to do something nice for the fans by giving us a farewell tour, but we ruined it because, you know, of course, we're the villains now. Of course. That's just how it is. And as I mentioned before, he just kept smiling periodically. It was more of a smirk, but not in a heel type of smirk, a genuine, I'm happy to be a heel. And it's bro, this is not the time or place for this. I need you to get it together. And that's partially why I couldn't take him seriously. He also said that we do not deserve a new look or new music because our time is up and his time is now. And to be honest, he kind of ate that. I actually have to give that to him. But he truly was just crapping on the fans. And honestly, as much as I would have loved a new look, a new theme song for him, I actually really love this route they're going on of we don't deserve anything. We've just sat back and watched him. And what have we done for him? Obviously, we've given him his entire career practically because he wouldn't be who he is if we didn't love him. But I digress. Then the hero of the story comes into play. Our WWE Undisputed Champion, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, interrupts. And something that was so gaggaful, John said once Cody got in the ring, he said, listen, kid. And Cody, oh my God, I've never seen Cody act like this in my entire life. He yelled at him and he said, listen, I am not kid. I'm WWE Champion. Cody, oh my God, you just clocked John Cena. You are crazy. Crazy. He is absolutely crazy. So Cody basically doesn't want to face this new John Cena at WrestleMania. He told him, because if he does, he said that he will run him over, run him out, and run him into early retirement. Again, Cody came out ready to clock. He was not wasting time. He was ready to clock. He told John Cena, "You see the guy in your shirt? That's who I want to face. Not this." He called him something I'm not going to say. He called him a whiny you know what. And he clocked him. He clocked him. He said, "I need you to find that guy, and he better come to WrestleMania. If not, I'm running you over, running you out, and running you into early retirement," which I thought was so good. And you know what? The crowd was on fire. This was the perfect way to open up the show. And I mean, I had chills. I truly had chills all over my body. And Cody is the icon of my life just for this segment. Like, he ate so hard. But then I think because he ate so hard, John got clocked so bad that he had to leave. He had nothing else to say because Cody, well, clocked him. So fantastic opening segment. Truly loved it so much. Let's head into the first match of the night, which was a no-holds-barred match between Penta and Ludwig Kaiser. This was a great match, okay? I mean, if you've been listening to my podcast for months, then you know that every single week I truly rave about Penta. He brings something to the table that is just so unique. I think he has this creativity in his brain that allows him to come up with these new moves and sequences and spots that is stuff that I've never seen before or haven't seen in years. Or he brings normal moves and does his own twist to them that truly just, it's spectacular. And then I think also he has this really beautiful capability to not only look fantastic himself, but to make his opponent look good as well. And I thought Ludwig did an absolutely iconic job as well. And I just think that they work really well in the ring together, and I cannot wait to see, what continues to happen now. We do have some developing story with Penta and the Judgment Day, so I don't think we'll see too much more between him and Ludwig, but I hope it's something we revisit in the future. And since this was a no-hold-barred match, they definitely had the freedom to be even more creative with their moves and spots, and truly they left no room for boredom, which I just loved. In the end, of course, Penta did win, which I loved so much. And speaking of the Judgment Day, let's head backstage for a little Judgment Day segment. Dominic Mysterio said that he has been searching for a new member since, obviously, it's been a while since we haven't had Rhea and Damian in the Judgment Day, but then also recently losing JD, they've lost a lot of muscle and just another human on that faction. And so Dominic was explaining to everyone at the clubhouse, like, how he's basically landed on adding Penta, and Finn Balor being the whiny crybaby he is. He got super angry and called Dominic a snake for going behind his back and basically going to the person who's in contention for the title that he hopes to win later on in the night. Now, I still think we are headed towards the Aleister Black return, and I'm just intrigued to see how this kind of all unfolds, because I do think they're going to end up needing another member of the Judgment Day, and they definitely do need somebody who is stable and has leadership qualities, because I do not think that Finn Balor has that at all. I think he's all over the place and he's very emotional, and I think they need a stable leader, for example, like what they had with Damian, with Rhea, and I think Aleister Black can really bring that. Also, I think it's time that he comes. We've also seen on Friday Night SmackDown, we saw a little teaser, a little teaser video that was definitely Aleister coded, and it had the number 4, so you can go watch that podcast episode. It's a couple episodes back. But let's head into another match. We had Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile. Now, I do have to say, both of these women are truly so underrated, and they honestly put on a pretty good match. I can't even lie. But, of course, what's a match without shenanigans? So Chad Gable distracted Dakota Kai so that Ivy Nile could win, but it didn't work. So the LWO came out to help Dakota and fight off American Made. Then Dakota took advantage of the situation and won the match. All right, let's continue on and talk about the WrestleMania Women's World Championship contract signing. This was chaotic, okay? This was juicy. This was intense. It was giving reality TV in every way possible. So we had our champion Io Sky come out with, or not with Bianca Belair, but Bianca Belair came out too. Adam Pearce was out there, and they were ready to do just a little civil contract signing and get the job done and go backstage and continue on the show, which is exactly what we thought was going to happen. So Io started off by saying that nobody will ever disrespect her ever again because she is the women's world champion and she is retaining at WrestleMania. That Bianca hopped on the mic really quickly and said that at WrestleMania 41, Io and everybody is going to find out why you can't spell WrestleMania without EST and why she's always on top. And speaking of somebody who's always on top, of course, Rhea Ripley came out. I mean, why wouldn't Rhea Ripley come out? Rhea said Io put her hands on her, so she's out here to address business. Bianca got pissed and Bianca clocked and said, since you want to be in my business, I'll make you my business. Rhea said she's out to do what Bianca did and just watch. But then things escalated really quickly because Rhea started taking everybody out and stacking bodies. Everything just escalated very quickly, okay? I mean, we just went from a civil contract signing to chaos, which of course is what happened. Bianca gets sassy, Rhea gets defensive, and Io just tries to split them up, but then ends up slapping them, and it was just like a whole thing. And then Rhea took matters into her own hands because she grabbed the contract and signed her name. And we'll see later on in the night, actually, right after the match I'm going to talk about in a second, where she has a bit of a exchange backstage with Adam Pearce and once again Bianca Belair and Io Sky. But let's talk about the next match, which was Jey Uso versus Austin Theory. Now, this was an extremely quick match that literally took 0.5 seconds. And I do want to say that I didn't want to point it out, but I just have to. Jey Uso had a really bad botch. Really, really bad. That really could have just like gone really wrong. But thank God that it went fine and that he's okay, but the botch was really bad. If you know what I'm talking about, he flew over the top rope and it just didn't work out. He didn't land well, but thank God he's okay. He got up, he said he was fine, he yeeted after, and it was great. He ended up winning the match and then attacked Grayson and Austin, but then Gunther came out to beat up Jay. We all know how it goes. I mean, it was the most chaotic few minutes of the night, to be quite honest with you. And then Jay went up on the top rope, holding the championship high, looking at Gunther, and then threw the title at him. And that was pretty much that. I don't really think there was a purpose to that match or that little segment, whatever you want to call it. I think we should have had... Is that part of me? It's just like... I don't know if this should have happened or if we should have had a segment of a promo. I don't really know, because it's like, what else does Gunther or Jay have to say that we don't already know? You know what I mean? So it's like really hard to kind of like make filler content between the two of them up until WrestleMania, because let me Google right now how many days we have until WrestleMania. I'm on my phone, so let's see. How many days till April, 19th? We'll just say the 19th because I don't know. 32 days. So 32 days, 33 days, whatever, until WrestleMania 41. And so I'm just having a hard time trying to figure out how I can still be engaged in this storyline. Because even though when the time comes, I'm going to be all yeeted out. I'm going to be so excited for Jey Uso, going to be on fire. It's just like, okay, we still have a couple more weeks till Mania. And how are we going to keep the fans involved and engaged? Because honestly, I don't know. I'm more intrigued in other storylines right now. But speaking of other storylines that I'm intrigued, let's go backstage for that Rhea Ripley, Adam Pearce backstage segment that I mentioned a few minutes ago. So Adam and Rhea were going back and forth arguing about if Rhea should be in the match or not. Io and Bianca come and they all start aggressively attacking each other. Adam told them to stop, but Rhea said the only way she'll stop is if she gets put in the match. Also, I just have to say, did anybody else notice that Bianca was kind of giving heel vibes yesterday? Like, from her looks to her attitude, it wasn't normal Bianca, and I'm here for it. Like, she's always had a bit of an attitude, but not in, like, a heel way. Kind of just, like, in, a normal, like, sassy way. I don't even know how to describe it, but, like, did you see her outfit? She was all in black. It was giving bad girl. She had the little glasses. She had a low braid. She didn't come out super excited. I don't know. And, like, she was being extra, like, rude to Rhea. And I was like, I mean, I know you've got a lot going on in your life, sis. I understand the girl drama in your life, but I mean, Rhea's not a heel. Io's not a heel. So is Bianca the heel in this story? Are we really gonna have three baby faces? Like, can Bianca be the heel in this story? But we shall see. I mean, it's really hard for her, in my opinion, and I'm so intrigued to see how this pans out. Of like, how can Bianca be a part of two storylines right now? Like, it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just intrigued to see how they go about this because obviously she has her storyline with Jade and Naomi, and then she has her storyline with Rhea and Io. So I'm like, how is this all going to unfold? I have a feeling that Jade, or not Jade, probably Naomi or Jade, probably both, I don't even know, is gonna get involved at her WrestleMania match and cost her the title. Maybe Rhea wins it back or Io retains, I don't really know. But I have a feeling they're going to interfere in some way, shape, or form that's going to lead to a bigger match. Maybe I would love it to be Jade. Why? I don't know. But I do think at SummerSlam, we're going to get some sort of big match involving those three, whether it's a triple threat, whether it's a one-on-one, I don't know, a tag team, I don't really know. But I do think at SummerSlam, which is the next big PLE after Mania, we're going to end up getting something of that nature. So, let's move on to the LWO versus American Made match. Now, this was a pretty good match. All four men are so talented. I mean, you guys know how I feel about Rey Mysterio, but truly, I mean, he is a veteran. He is an icon. Like, I can't take that away from him. And I do believe that they work really well together in the ring. I mean, both tag teams have speed and athleticism, so watching them collide was very awesome. In the end, the LWO did win. And after the match, that mysterious luchador from last week came out, and apparently it isn't Chad, but truly I do not know. Is this the introduction to Rey Fenix? I am so delusional about that, but I mean, it's not out of question. You can't say no. All right, let's head into a Seth Rollins segment promo situation. This was extremely pointless. It was basically giving company man, poster boy, I don't know. It was just very useless. But basically, he said it's like the good old days now where he has to clean up Roman's mess. He's looking to put both Punk and Roman in their place, so he announces that both of them will be in Bologna, Italy this Friday. I think that's how you say it, Bologna, Italy, for SmackDown. And so he decided that he's going to go there too. And basically, he wants to put himself between both of them and solve this issue. After that, he was basically promoting the main event right after this, which I thought was so weird. I was like, okay, like, that was so pointless. Like, tell me something I don't know. You know, it was just very strange. Wasn't a fan, but let's head into the main event of the night. So we had the Intercontinental Championship on the line, Braun Breaker defending against Finn Balor. This was a fantastic match, okay? We have a seasoned vet in Finn Balor going up against one of the newest, biggest stars and the champion, Braun Breaker. I mean, this match was so high quality, and both men truly work magic in the ring. I don't care what anyone says. So many crazy and aggressive moves that made this match so high energy and never for 1 second lacked any entertainment. But in the end, Braun Breaker did win thanks to the help of Dominic Mysterio. Now, it's not like Dominic turned on the Judgment Day or anything. It was just a series of unfortunate events that basically kind of just happened. And so now Dom is cooked and Finn is pissed. And I'm just very intrigued to see how all that comes out. But then Penta comes out. And I was like, okay, so we're cooking a bit. So Penta basically made a statement when he came out there. He held the title. Actually, did he hold the title? No, Braun Breaker was holding the title. And he basically looked into Braun's eyes and did the Cero Miedo thing and basically told Braun, like, I'm coming for your title. And you know what? I hope Penta wins that freaking title. There hasn't been a serious competitor for Braun Breaker that I feel like could truly take that title away from him and it would be worth it. Like, for Finn, yes, he can take that title. It is believable, but what is he going to do with it? You know what I mean? He's so intertwined in the Judgment Day story that I truly don't think it would make any sense. But Penta, oh my god. Could you imagine Penta with the Intercontinental Championship? I'm unwell thinking about that. So, you know what? I hope this leads to a match at WrestleMania and I hope Penta wins. I hope he gets this happy fairy tale ending for this title, and I just could not be more excited. But let's head into my overall thoughts. Overall, I thought it was a great show. The international crowds are so unmatched, and I'm so jealous that US fans are not this way. But you know what? It's okay. We're spoiled with shows all the time, so I'm very happy that international fans get these 3 weeks to enjoy. But my match of the night was definitely the main event for the Intercontinental Championship between Braun Breaker and Finn Balor. I mean, it was just an incredible match. So many fun spots and great athleticism. My segment of the night was the contract signing for the Women's World Championship. I really am loving the storyline between Bianca, Io, Rhea. It is just too good. I'm very intrigued to see what ends up happening with Rhea, if she's gonna actually get put in this match, which I have a feeling she will be. I kind of predicted that a couple weeks ago. But overall, I'd give the show about an 8.5 out of 10, which is pretty high for Raw in the last couple weeks. And I'm looking forward to SmackDown this week and Raw next week. Oh, I thank God I didn't forget to talk about this. Okay, so I'm delusional, okay? Before I go, I do want to talk about one thing really quickly. So they did announce 2 matches for next Monday Night Raw next week in Glasgow, Scotland. And one of the matches, I don't even remember what it was because it's not relevant to what I'm speaking about at this current moment. But we do have, let me get my facts straight, because I posted a picture on my Instagram of it. Okay, so it's going to be A-Town Down Under versus Jey Uso and a mystery opponent in Glasgow, Scotland. Say his name and he appears. Will we see Joe Hendry? I will clown for any Joe Hendry appearance. Now, Joe Hendry making an appearance tagging with Jey Uso has no relevancy to this storyline, to anything. It's going to just be a one-off appearance, and that's going to be it. It will be fun. It will be a fun pop. Now, realistically, I think it'll be Jimmy Uso, but we shall see. Let me know who you think is going to end up tagging with Jey next week, and I'm very intrigued to see who it's going to be. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!